Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the Cricket Happening Show, yet again with your host Ram. In this Cricket Happening Show, there are two matches. One is, as I said, today was the start of the Bangladesh versus Pakistan Test Series, and Bangladesh, I thought, they finished on a decent score, one could say, on the first day of the first Test match against Pakistan. By closing at 236 for 4, and the feature being Mominul Haq has gone on to, and Mominul Haq is having the habit of scoring consecutive 50s, and now in my reckoning I think he has 11 consecutive 50s in test matches, and now he's only behind two great people who have done this. They had 13 50s on the trot, and that was, I think it was Sachin Tendulkar, if I'm not wrong, and Mark Taylor of Australia. So definitely Mominul Haq is showing what a good test player he is. He's consistently scoring 50s, and that's amazing, I would say. And Mominul Haq, we know he's a very good stroke maker. Now that is as far as and I would say that Pakistan dropped a lot of catches, so the fielding was absolutely ragged as far as Pakistan were concerned, and Bangladesh totally benefited from that to finish at 236 for 4. And then we look at the Indian Premier League 2015. The 28th match today was played between Chennai Super Kings and Kolkata Knight Riders, and I would say the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium was absolutely packed, and they got their value for money, as the match ended in a real cliffhanger, one could say, with Chennai Super Kings just pipping Kolkata Knight Riders and winning by 2 runs when Ryan 10 Doshat assault started in the final over. One thought that probably Ryan 10 Doshat would be able to do it, but in the end they failed by 2 runs. What a match that was. So we will recount the tale here, but I'm going to start off with the international fixture, and that is the first day's play between Bangladesh and Pakistan. Now, this was played at the Sheikh Abu Nasser Stadium in Khulna. Bangladesh won the toss and they decided to bat first. Well, as I said, the pitch was a very easy pitch to bat on. There was nothing in for the seamers. Probably for the spinners, I wouldn't say much, but still, first day's pitch, nothing to really talk about. Pitch was playing easy, and Bangladesh, well, they blooded the pace bowler Mohammad Shahid into their ranks. Soumya Sarkar got an opportunity to make his test debut in test matches for Bangladesh, and for Pakistan, Sami Aslam was included in the first test match, so he also made his debut. So it all started with Bangladesh openers Tamim Iqbal and Imrul Kais walking in to open the innings. Well, as I said, there was not much in the pitch. Well, Wahab Riaz was bowling excellently. Junaid Khan, the initial spell I thought was good from both the bowlers. They kept both the batsmen in check, and they were testing them too. But I thought Tamim Iqbal and Imrul Kais went through that session very well. But also courtesy of some drop catches, Yasir Shah grasped one between the slipper and the wicketkeeper and the slips, and it was pretty sad to see that a lot of catches were grasped. And it was pretty slow going for the Bangladeshi opening batsmen, with Tamim Iqbal and Imrul Kais stitching together an opening partnership of 52 runs for the first wicket. And when the score reached 52, it was the first victim was Tamim Iqbal. As I said, they faced the Junaid Khan and Wahab Riaz very well, but when the spinners were introduced, Yasir Shah was the man who actually picked up the wicket of Tamim Iqbal, when Tamim Iqbal actually incised the delivery, which went into the forward short leg, where Azhar Ali picked up a neat catch, and Yasir Shah was the one who drew first blood for Pakistan when he picked up the wicket of Tamim Iqbal for 25 with 3 boundaries. So that made it 52 for 1. Imrul Kais was looking good. He was stroking the ball pretty well. He was driving well. He was also pulling well as Mominul Haq came in and joined him. Well, Mominul Haq well, as soon as he came, we saw that Mominul Haq was willing to play the strokes. Imrul Kais, well, in the meanwhile, slowly and steadily reached his 50, and once he reached his 50, when he made 51 with 6 fours, he was a victim of the bowling of Mohammad Hafiz, as Mohammad Hafiz had him cotton bowled, and that was 2 wickets down for Bangladesh with the score on 92. In walked in Mahmudullah, and Mahmudullah and Mominul Haq forged a very, very good partnership. From 92 for 2, it was Mominul Haq and Mahmudullah combining together and taking the score to 187. So it was a 95-run partnership in which Mominul Haq was showing some very compact defense, and he was also stroking the ball well for boundaries. He was looking in excellent touch, Mominul Haq. At the other end, Mahmudullah was also doing the same, and what was good about Mahmudullah was that today he was very confident about his driving. So he was driving on both sides of the wicket pretty well, and he was playing some forcing shots through the offside too. And well, this partnership started blossoming, and slowly there was a good recovery being staged by these two batsmen as they took the score on to 187. And once the score reached 187, and it was the turn of Mahmudullah to fall, as Wahab Riaz picked up Mahmudullah as he nicked one into the hands of Sarfraz Ahmed behind the stumps. He was gone for 49 with 6 boundaries, but a very good knock from Mahmudullah under the circumstances, as Mominul Haq stayed there and he waited for Shakib Al Hasan to join him. Shakib Al Hasan joined him, and slowly the partnership, once again there was another partnership which started, but this partnership was going well. Mominul Haq, as I said, is going through he could really get into a stupendous record here. I mean, this is something very amazing, because he has already scored, in my reckoning, 11 or 12. I am not really sure about the statistics, so pardon me, dear friends subscribers, but he has scored a lot of 50s. In fact, it's more than 10 consecutive 50s. That is something amazing. Truly, this guy Mominul Haq is a wonderful player. We know, I know for a fact that Mominul Haq is a very talented player. I have seen him bat, and one thing about Mominul Haq is that he really plays some very good strokes. I mean, one really loves watching him. He was actually getting all his strokes. Most of his runs were coming from the offside, through the glide through the slips, point, third man, and Mominul Haq, and all the hard work was done, and the score was taken to 236. And just on the final over of the play, the 90th over, the final over of the day's play, and in the 5th delivery, it was the wicket. It was the wicket of Mominul Haq. Now, Mominul Haq, probably one thought that Bangladesh would have finished strongly at 236 for 3, but that was not to be. As Zulfikar Babar got a ball, it was a very good delivery from Zulfikar Babar. Got a dip into it, and basically it was pitched on the off and middle stump by Mominul Haq, playing for the turn probably, but the ball hit him straight, and he was plumb in front, and Zulfikar Babar made Mominul Haq walk back to the pavilion dejectedly, also missing a century, one could say, as he was gone for a higher score of 80 with 8 fours, but it was a good knock. Shakib Al Hasan was left not out on 19 with 2 fours to survive for the morrow, and we all know the score now. As I thought, Bangladesh on the first day, thanks to Pakistan's catching being very ragged, I thought Bangladesh have finished on a decent score of 236 for 4. Now, as far as the bowling was concerned from Pakistan, Junaid Khan, 16 overs, 2 maidens, none for 40. Unfortunately, the bowlers were not getting any support from the Pakistani fielders, and that was very sad to see. Wahab Riaz, 19 overs, 5 maidens, 1 for 40, bowled excellently. Mohammad Hafiz, 15 overs, 5 maidens, 1 for 38. Zulfikar Babar, 21.5 overs, 3 maidens, 55 runs and 1 wicket, bowled well. Yasir Shah, 18 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 58. Now for Bangladesh, well, if at all, they are really thinking about a big target. It all depends on one thing, the one thing that one has to remember: morning dew would be a factor, well, the person who will be joining him tomorrow, Shakib Al Hasan, is Mushfiqur Rahim, and this partnership has to really take it play for a long time. And then they still have Soumya Sarkar, who is coming in as number 7, which will greatly strengthen this Bangladesh team. And Soumya Sarkar, believe me, as you all know, is making his test debut, so he would be under a bit of a pressure. But other than that, I think the pair of Shakib Al Hasan and Mushfiqur Rahim has to really take it on. They have to take it a long way, according to me, if at all Bangladesh are nurturing hopes of actually raising a big score to pile on the pressure on Pakistan. But as I said, pitch is playing well. There's nothing in the pitch for the bowlers. I mean, if you can get value for runs, so as I said, Bangladesh definitely benefiting from a lot of drop chances, probably 5 drop chances from Pakistan, and that is not one would like to see from a quality team like Pakistan. Well, from here I am getting on to the Indian Premier League 2015, and as far as the Indian Premier League 2015, today was the 28th match of the Indian Premier League 2015. It was played at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium, Chepauk in Chennai. It was Chennai Super Kings versus Kolkata Knight Riders, and we all know it was going to be a mouth-watering clash, and it turned out to be a real mouth-watering clash, as Kolkata Knight Riders were the ones who won the toss and decided to insert the Chennai Super Kings into bat. Well, Chennai Super Kings, they started off in the usual whirlwind fashion that they have been doing in this Indian Premier League 2015, especially with openers like Dwayne Smith and Brendan McCullum charging the Kolkata Knight Riders bowlers, especially Patrick Cummins. Umesh Yadav was coming in for some severe beating from both Brendan McCullum and Dwayne Smith, and Dwayne Smith in particular. Now, I would say Brendan McCullum definitely smashed the balls, no doubt about it, for his 19 or 14 balls with 3 fours and 1 6 before Chawla had him LBW for 19. Well, that was the first wicket to go, and McCullum was gone. But Dwayne Smith, well, he made 25, but the Dwayne Smith 25 was not convincing at all, because there was a lot of edges that were carrying to the ropes, and that's what precisely happened. But then Suresh Raina and Dwayne Smith got into a serious misunderstanding that resulted in Dwayne Smith being run out for 25 of 19 deliveries, 3 fours and 1 6. He made it 64 for 2. Suddenly, I mean, from Chennai Super Kings, were looking good when Smith and McCullum were going well with a score on 42, suddenly things started plummeting for the Chennai Super Kings as they started losing wickets. Suresh Raina was out, and Russell came in and picked up 2 important wickets. First, he picked up the wicket of Suresh Raina, caught by Uthappa for 17 of 21 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. And Mahendra Singh Dhoni, very good bowling from Russell, I thought. He started bowling at the ribs of MS Dhoni, and Dhoni, trying to actually play a hook shot there, ended up in the hands of Uthappa, and he was out cheaply for 3. That made it 81 for 4 in the 12th over. And then Dwayne Bravo was dismissed by Chawla, caught by Surya Kumar Yadav for 5 7 balls. That made it 88 for 5. And suddenly Chennai Super Kings innings, as I said, was really plummeting at that stage. And then it required Ravindra Jadeja to stay there. Du Plessis was there, so that was the good thing for Chennai Super Kings. But Jadeja, after contributing 15 of 20 balls, was bowled by Hogg. And Hogg was Brad Hogg was playing his first match today for the Kolkata Knight Riders in the absence of Sunil Narine, and I thought he bowled well. But then Jadeja was gone, and as I said, this Chennai Super Kings innings suddenly, as I said, started plummeting, and finally the Chennai Super Kings had to be content with a score of 134 for 6 of their 20 overs, with Du Plessis was not out on 29 of as many balls with 1 4 only, and Ashwin was not out on 9 of 4 balls. So excellent bowling. I mean, Chennai Super Kings were restricted to a score of 134 for 6 of 20 overs. And let's have a look at the bowling. Cummins 4 overs, none for 25. Umesh Yadav was costly, none for 36. But Piyush Chawla did a wonderful job of containing and taking wickets. 4 overs, no maiden, 226. Hogg did his job very well on his first outing here in the Indian Premier League 2015. 4 overs for a measly 18 runs and 1 wicket. And Andre Russell picking up those 2 important wickets of Suresh Raina and Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 26. Now, looking at the score of 134, definitely Kolkata Knight Riders would have fancied that they had a wonderful opportunity. Yes, they definitely had a wonderful opportunity, but the start was not good for the Kolkata Knight Riders, as Manish Pandey plucked up the wicket of Gambhir pretty early in the piece. With the second ball of the Kolkata Knight Riders innings, Gambhir was a goner, caught Dhoni, bowled Pandey for duck, so that was a good breakthrough. But after that, Robin Uthappa decided to play some very good strokes, in fact, in the company of Manish Pandey, as he started pushing the score along at a very brisk rate, as Robin Uthappa was scoring the majority of the runs, as he was playing some very good stroke. Ashish Nehra was taken for runs today, thanks to Robin Uthappa playing some majestic strokes. Ishwar Pandey started going for runs, Mohit Sharma started going for runs, and Robin Uthappa was really screeching along. But all the screeching ended when Ravichandran Ashwin was pushed into the attack. Once Ravichandran Ashwin came, he tempted Robin Uthappa, and Robin Uthappa was caught beautifully by McCullum of the bowling of Ashwin for 39 of 17 balls with 6 fours and 1 6, and the Kolkata Knight Riders were 52 for 2, but nothing to worry. They had Manish Pandey and Surya Kumar Yadav joining. Once Surya Kumar Yadav joined him, but then Surya Kumar Yadav was a victim of the slower delivery from Mohit Sharma, as he was caught. Bravo bowled Sharma for 16 of 26 balls with 1 4, which made the score. In fact, before that, Pandey was also dismissed, and Ashwin came in, and suddenly, after the pace bowlers did a very fair job, I thought, suddenly the Kolkata Knight Riders innings started going into a tailspin. As the look at the bowling, I mean, this was the real key according to me, and Kolkata Knight Riders innings also started plummeting in the same manner as Chennai Super Kings, as Ravichandran Ashwin started bowling very well. He bowled, unfortunately he had to go out, but before going, what he did is he picked up the wicket of Robin Uthappa for 39. That was the most important wicket according to me, and he also picked up Manish Pandey for 15, but unfortunately Ashwin couldn't bowl. But look at his bowling figures: 2 overs no maiden, 2 for 5, and then Ravindra Jadeja and Suresh Raina totally started, they started throttling the Kolkata Knight Riders batting by bowling some very good overs, with Jadeja 3 overs no maiden, none for 11, and Suresh Raina 3 overs no maiden, none for 12, and then Dwayne Bravo joining in and bowling in the right areas, and suddenly the Kolkata Knight Riders pressure started increasing ball by ball. But they had nothing to worry, because everything was within the striking range, and the run rate was just runnable stuff that they needed. And at that time they were 76 for 4, and Yadav departed, and then Yusuf Pathan struggled at the crease. In fact, that also resulted in Yusuf Pathan poor judgment, I would say, which resulted in a very big hitter like Andre Russell run out for 4, and that was the time probably Chennai Super Kings would have thought that this was the time for them to really strike. And then Yusuf Pathan was also, before Russell was gone, Yusuf Pathan was also gone. Yusuf Pathan was bowled by Bravo for 13 of 18 balls, no 4 and no 6. And then the misunderstanding was on Ryanton, Doshat and Russell, was gone, and that made it 100 for 6. And now Patrick Cummins joined Ryanton, Doshat. Now the only person, and Ryanton, Doshat was very important, because if you look at the scenario, 17th over, Russell was gone, and there were only 3 more overs left, but they required another 34 runs still to get 35 runs to be precise. So basically going at 11 runs per over. But Ryanton Doshat was there, but suddenly, unfortunately for Ryanton Doshat and Kolkata Knight Riders, there was no company forthcoming. Patrick Cummins was dismissed by Bravo for naught. Piyush Chawla was out for naught, and Umesh Yadav was clean bowled by Nehra for naught. And because this was the result of Ashish Nehra bowling a lot of Yorkers, and suddenly this innings of Kolkata Knight Riders started getting into a lot of pressure. And when Umesh Yadav departed in the 19th over, the score was 116, and it required another 18 runs more to get to win the match. And Ryanton Doshat now was waging a lone battle, and well, in the last over he tried his bit. He reserved everything for the last over, which was good in the circumstances, but Bravo was too smart for him. But in the end, he managed to hit Bravo for 2 4s and a 6. But even then, and finally, with that over going on, where Bravo, after bowling so well for the first time, leaking a lot of runs, he was economical till then. But that last over, Bravo gave away runs, and 7 runs were required of the final ball. Well, we all know that it was a foregone conclusion that Kolkata Knight Riders had lost the match. But even then, Ryanton Doshat actually hit a boundary, waged the lone battle, and he finished an unbeaten 38 of 28 balls, 3 4s and 2 6s, and Kolkata Knight Riders losing the match by 2 runs. And I thought this was a headless batting display by the Kolkata Knight Riders, and Gautam Gambhir, the captain, the post-press conference, definitely alluded to that, saying that they could have shown more discipline, especially considering the run rate was not so big. It really wanted someone to stay at the crease, give some company to Rant and Doshad, and that never happened, which was pretty unfortunate. And in the end, the victors were Chennai Super Kings on their home ground by 2 runs. Well, as far as the bowling was concerned, Ishwar Pandey 2 overs 1 for 18. Ashish Nehra, today he definitely came in for some tap, where Robin Uthappa really canvassed him for boundaries. 4 overs no maiden 1 for 38. Mohit Sharma 3 overs 1 for 24. Look at that spinners. This was the key according to me. The spinners were the ones who really tied a noose around the Kolkata Knight Riders batting, and that really led to them losing a lot of wickets and also getting themselves under enormous pressure in the end overs. Well, Ashwin 2 overs 2 for 5, Jadeja 3 overs none for 11, Suresh Raina 3 overs no maiden none for 12, and Dwayne Bravo 3 overs no maiden 3 for 22. Other than the third over that he bowled, I thought the second 2 overs he had bowled very economically. And in fact, Dwayne Bravo of Chennai Super Kings for his bowling was given the man of the match because he took 3 wickets for 22 runs, and that's the reason he was given man of the match. Well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, that really ends up this cricket show of mine today. So what a nail biter there at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chepauk in Chennai. And well, tomorrow the match which is coming up in the 29th match is going to be played between the Rajasthan Royals, and Rajasthan Royals are taking on the Royal Challengers Bangalore, who are slowly peaking at the right moment, I thought, in the Indian Premier League 2015. And I will also be there with the second day's report on the first test match between Bangladesh and Pakistan. Hope you all enjoyed my cricket broadcast as usual, and your host Ram will be seeing you tomorrow. Until then, it's good night from host Ram Studios. Thank you.